A year ago this month, COVID hit and our lives changed a lot. And so for some, it might seem like it's been a crazy fast year. For others, it might seem like it's been a really long year. But what we can't deny is it's affected all of us, and especially for post-frame construction as well. So in this video, we're gonna break down what those effects look like and the three main effects for 2021 to get your building built. Hi, my name is Kurt. I'm the VP of Marketing at FBI Buildings. So as we get into the three factors of COVID in 2021 for post-frame construction, the first is backlog. And for a lot of builders, they might be out until the fall or even 2022 already. And that might seem strange and counterintuitive from what you would have guessed, but there's four reasons for this. And so we're gonna break down what those are. The first one is trillions of dollars being pumped into the economy and into our marketplace, which has created a lot of movement with projects that probably wouldn't otherwise be moving. So that's number one. The second is record low interest rates that have stayed consistent for the past year. That has also driven a lot of projects. The third being ag prices for corn and beans are extremely raised from the condensed levels they've been for the past even 5 to almost 9-10 years. And then the fourth is suburban projects that have come alive because they can't go on vacation, they can't spend that access money on other things, and so they're reinvesting that money into their home, into their projects, into storage buildings for their RV, their mower they thought about having. So those have driven some of those projects. So you see those four industries all rising up, which has created a shortage in the marketplace, as well as a shortage of workers and then crew power. So something that we really want to encourage you as a customer, as you're looking at building a building in 2021, make sure you're talking to your builder about when can they build your building. Make sure that's explicitly stated in your contract, and make sure you know what the crew power is for your builder. Make sure you know how many crews are in the area. Make sure they know how many crewmen are in that state, so that you can get your building done, because otherwise it could get delayed, it could get pushed back all the way into 2022. So if it's important for you to get your building done this year, make sure you start now in starting those processes and be very explicit with your builder to make sure you know where their crew power and where their crews are coming from and when they'll build your building. The second main factor with COVID in 2021 is commodity prices. And some of you might be familiar with this and others might be your first time hearing this, but steel and lumber prices have both dramatically increased in 2021. So we'll show you a graph here for steel. And as you can see, last year, it was extremely consistent, and then it's really exploded the last 3 or 4 months. And then this graph, you can see for lumber, it's done the same. Last year, it was fairly consistent, and then it's really increased here in the past 3 to 4 months. And this has been affected mainly because of COVID. A lot of the mills have been shut down due to people getting COVID or contracting it and having to shut down, isolate. So that really affected kind of your backlog of steel and lumber. And then as we talk about the last factor, with backlog being out for buildings and people wanting to do products, home renovation products, lumber and steel are in demand. And so you have mills being shut down, high demand, which is increasing, and you see skyrocketing prices. And then also it's created an unbalance of, can you get lumber, can you get steel at consistencies as you're used to, which is also played in the factor of these numbers going up. So what you might be thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna wait a couple months and let these numbers drop, because that's what typically happens. Well, a lot of things are unknown right now. A lot of the experts back in even December and January were saying, hey, February they're gonna drop, March they're gonna drop, April they're gonna drop. But we haven't seen that. These numbers keep rising. So no one really knows exactly when these numbers are gonna drop, what's going to happen with them. And so in a lot of ways, waiting can only increase your project if you're not careful. So it's a dangerous game with that. So we don't necessarily encourage to then, hey, just wait it out. If you need a project, then I would recommend get moving on that project, get numbers locked in, so that way you know your prices aren't gonna continue to run on you, as we've seen here recently. The third factor is price increasing for your project. This is a combination of the first two. With backlog and commodity prices rising, it is extremely important that when you sign a contract, you're doing everything in your power to get your project moving on time. And so that might be delays because of not sure what colors you want, or because you haven't gotten your site prep done, or because you aren't sure how to get your permitting done. So make sure you're working with your builder, getting those obstacles removed as quickly as possible, because if you miss dates because of the backlog being as far out as it is, you miss a date of build, then it's gonna get pushed back far. And then because of commodity prices being high, that's just gonna raise your pricing. So when that happens, your builder's gonna come back with a price change on that project. So it's extremely important that you know when you sign a contract, how long is this locking in that number? Is it 2 months? Is it 1 month? Is it 3? Is it 4? Or is it 5? Make sure you're talking with your builder. Make sure you know that you're safe in that regard. And then once you know what that is, again, make sure you're doing everything in your power to eliminate the hurdles so your builder can get out there when they say they are, and don't miss that projected start date, because that could really hurt you in the long run if it gets pushed back. So in conclusion, Backlog is extremely far out, and so making sure you're getting moving, getting on your builder's backlogs are important if you need a building in 2022. Commodity prices are increasing, so make sure that you're moving on this quickly so you can get on the backlog and avoid commodity prices continuing to move up. And then 3, make sure you know how long that contract is good for and that you're doing what you need to do to get your builder on site when they say, so there's no delays and you don't get a cost increase for your project. We hope this video is educational for you. In FBI Buildings, our goal is to continually empower you to build with confidence and know what's going on in the marketplace so you can make the best decisions. So for more information, feel free to subscribe below or click on videos above to continue to learn about post frame in 2021 and into the future. And always remember to build with confidence.